Hello, and welcome to a little video about solving linear equations. Let's get started. What I like to do when I solve my linear equations is draw a line down the equal sign. That way I kind of give myself a left-hand side and a right-hand side. Alright. Solving equations is like unwrapping a present, but the present is our variable. So we're looking for x, and we need to get x by itself. So x is attached to minus 3, which is attached to 10. 10 is positive, right? And another way, one thing we don't do is we don't write a plus 10 to mean positive 10. But that's how we have to think about it in order to undo it. How do we move 10 to the other side? We subtract it because that undoes addition. So we're going to subtract 10. Oh, I meant to do it in a different color. From both sides. We're undoing the positive 10. We're subtracting. Okay. So on the left-hand side, 37 minus 10 is 27. On the right-hand side, 10 minus 10 is 0, and we're left with negative 3x. Well, negative 3x is negative 3 times x. How do we undo multiplication? By division. We're going to divide both sides, I meant to do purple, by negative 3. Be careful, don't forget the negative, that's easy to lose. And so what we're doing here is division. Division. Okay. On the left side, 27 divided by negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. So really we have 1x left, which is just x. Number 2. Let's draw a line down the middle and get started unwrapping the present of x. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to deal with that 18. Remember that 18 is positive, and we used to once upon a time in elementary school write plus for positive. How do we undo that positive 18? By subtracting 18 from both sides. On the left-hand side, 52 minus 18 is 34. 18 minus 18 is 0. So we're just left with negative 2x. And how do we undo negative 2x? We divide both sides by negative 2 because negative 2x is actually negative 2 times x. So to undo it, we use division. 34 divided by negative 2 is negative 17. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so we're just left with x. Perfect. Number 3. Ooh, that's different. What's different? Can you tell while I draw that line? Hopefully you noticed that there are x's on both sides. In order just to make life easier, my suggestion is always bring the x's to the left and the numbers on the right. That's how we're used to seeing things like an x equals. So let's just do that. So in order to do that, how would we take, well, let's highlight the x's. How would we move 10x to the other side? Remember, 10x is positive. We would subtract 10x from both sides. We can only subtract x's with x's and numbers with numbers, so make sure to line these up correctly. Subtraction. On the left side, 12x minus 10x is 2x. I'm bringing down the minus 4. I didn't do anything with it. 10x minus 10x is 0. I'm bringing down that 6. We're still unwrapping the present of x. Now x is on the left. Perfect. How do we move the minus 4 to the other side? We undo it through adding. On the left-hand side, negative 4 plus 4 cancel. I'm just going to bring that 2x down. 6 plus 4 on the right side gives us 10. Last step, and you're going to notice this step happens a lot at the end. How do we undo the 2x? 2x is 2 times x. So what should we do? Divide. On the left, 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we're just left with x. On the right side, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Oops. Let's look at 4. Oh no, 4 has fractions. Don't worry about it. It's going to be just fine. Remember that we have a 1 in front of this x. It's invisible, but it's there. Let's draw the line. Again, let's follow my little made-up rule of bringing the x's to the left, just to stay consistent. How would we bring a positive 1x to the left-hand side? How do we move it from left to right? What should we do? We should subtract, right? Positive, negative are opposites. Three halves minus 1. We know how to enter that in our calculator, so go ahead and do that. 3 over 2 minus 1 is 1/2 x. I'm going to bring down that minus 19. On the right side, the 1x's cancel, because 1x minus 1x is 0, and I'm just bringing down that 11. Still unwrapping that present, let's get x by itself by next adding 19. We're adding 19 to undo the subtraction. On the left side, negative 19 plus 19 is 0. That's why we added. We're left with 1/2 x. On the right side, 11 plus 19 is 30. Next, we need to undo this fraction. Now, this is a weird one. I'm going to show you a way that we can do it. And this is the best way, the easiest way, and that is by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal. Now, I know that sounds complicated, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by that same fraction flipped upside down. That's what the reciprocal means. Check out the right-hand side, the left-hand side. 2 over 1 times 1 over 2. Put that in your calculator. See what you get. You should get 1. Now, this is why. Because when we multiply fractions, remember we multiply straight across. So, for our answer, 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. So we get 2 over 2x. And what is 2 over 2? It's 1. So really, 2 over 2x is just x. And on the right-hand side, 30 times 2 over 1 is 60. X equals 60. So this is a form of multiplying. Mult by reciprocal. All right, well, let's keep going. We might see some more fractions. Oh, we sure do. Here is another fraction. Let's draw the line down the middle. Let's do it. We need to unwrap the present of x. So first, let's start by adding 7 to both sides to undo the minus 7. On the left-hand side, we're left with 2/3 x. And on the right-hand side, 25 plus 7 is 38? 32. I had to double check myself. I don't know where 38 came from. Okay, now we need to get rid of that fraction. Let's multiply by the reciprocal. Check it out. I'm going to multiply both sides by the fraction flipped upside down. Let's prove to you again why this works. On the left side, the way we multiply fractions is by going straight across, right? So 3 times 2 for the top of the fraction is 6. On the bottom, 2 times 3 is 6. What's 6 over 6? It's 1. Perfect. On the other side, 32 times 3 halves is 48. Perfect. Number 6. Let's try that fraction again. What do you think your first step should be here? If you thought adding 8, you're right. Let's do it. All right. On the left-hand side, negative 8 plus 8 cancel. I'm left with 5 over 3x equals, and on the right, 40. Now let's get rid of that fraction by multiplying by the reciprocal. You see me for not wanting to write full words anymore? That's fine. Okay, so the reciprocal of 5 over 3 is 3 over 5. I'm going to prove to you why this works. Again, I'm going to prove to you every time. I want you to believe me. 3 times 5 for the top of my fraction is 15. On the bottom of my fraction again, 5 times 3, that's 15. 15 over 15 equals 1. So we're left with 1x. And on the other side, 40 times 3/5 is 24. If you need help entering this into your calculator, let us know. Whoa. All right, number 7 and 8 are a doozy, and that'll be it for this lesson. And then we'll look at cool solutions on the next one. Let me zoom in. Let's get started. Number 7 is very different. So is number 8. But do you see why number 7 is different? Whoops. I gotta scroll back to it. Hopefully you notice that it has parentheses. We're going to have to do the distributive property here. So let's start with that. Let's distribute. We get, so negative 5 times negative 2m is positive 10m. Negative 5 times negative 9 is 45. I didn't do anything to the right side. Distributed. Okay, now let's see. We got m's on both sides. Let's move them to the left, just to stay consistent. How could I move positive 8m to the left? Let's subtract it. On the left side, 10m's minus 8m's is 2m's. I'm bringing down that 45. We didn't do anything to it. And the negative 7 on the right. Be careful, don't lose that negative. Still looking for m to be by itself. What do you think we should do next? We're going to subtract 45 from both sides. On the left side, 45 minus 45 is 0, so all I'm left with is 2m. On the right, -7 minus 45. Now be very careful. It's easy to get that wrong. Not minus negative, just minus. Is -52. Lastly, let's find m by dividing both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we're just left with m. -52 divided by 2 is -26. That was a crazy one, but not too bad. Let's check out our last one for this lesson, number 8, where once again we're going to have to start by distributing. Okay. -2 times -4 is positive 8m. -2 times -3 is positive 6. Didn't do anything to this one, so we're just leaving it 6m minus 10. And we distributed. Let's bring our m's to the left just to stay consistent. And we're going to do that by subtracting 6m from both sides. On the left, 8m minus 6m is 2m. The plus 6 comes down. 6m minus 6m is 0, so that cancels, and we're left with -10. What do you think we should do next? Let's subtract 6 from both sides. On the left, we just have 2m remaining. On the right, -10 minus 6 is -16. And let's finish this up by dividing both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I'm just left with m equals -8. Okay, that's that for today's lesson. I bet that was a lot, even if you're just watching it on your own. Process it. Let me know if you've got questions, and have a rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!